We're back, Nova.
Round 2 with our second tiger of the day of the live post.
We're back, and surely our faithful supporters will circle back along with us.
I have no doubt.
Maria Elise, hey Maria, you made it back. Let's see who else will be joining us for this Tigerthon live, Miss Nova. Lisa Wallstrom's watching. Hey Lisa. Let's see.
See 13, 14 people.
Marcy Sanborn's watching. Hey Marcy. Hello again from Maria P. Hey Maria. We're back, ready for some Tigerthon fun.
And I just saw another tiger burst out of her indoor bedroom.
Exactly, that's right.
The tigers are getting excited too.
Hello, welcome back everyone. Still filing in here. Betty Winter. Hello Betty.
Hello.
And Yada doing some much needed tagging.
Yes,
thank
you.
you.
Helping us out.
Howdy Lori Heath. Hope all is well. Maria P. Hello, sweet, beautiful Nova, and hello to myself and Olivia.
That's so nice.
Sweet, beautiful Nova indeed. As a matter of fact, we kicked off the day on social media with a little TBT video of Nova. And Nova, still very much a tiger cub. And as a rescued tiger, Olivia, and a rescue tiger cub. I'd still consider one. When is Miss Nova going to be actually considered an adult tiger?
Probably around 3 years old. She's got another year in her, and I'm laughing right now, Judson, because she just took that blood sickle into the pool.
Blood sickle in the pool.
Not what her caretakers want, but alas, it's the Wildcat sanctuary. It's what the cat wanted, and she's having a blast.
Well, it's almost like it's almost like a tiger daiquiri poolside.
Yeah,
there.
I like that. I like it. But Nova will be a true adult in about a year.
Okay.
And she still, has those baby antics. She's a lot bigger than she was in that video you posted this morning, but definitely still has the personality of a playful cub.
Certainly a cub at heart here. And, Nova, almost kind of shark-like here in the water with her treat. Certainly unique indeed. I got the phone way up high. Let's try to get a different angle on Miss Nova, and I'll catch some comments while I'm over there. Joseph Young come through. There's no denying the fact that Indy is an apex predator, but still a cat, and knowing that there's going to be lots of parallels in between our cats at home and a wildcat like Indy.
Nova.
Nova!
This is Nova. Another young tiger, though, I always crack up. I mix them up too, Judson. I'm sure our supporters do probably as well.
And since Indy's arrival to the Wildcat Sanctuary, she had been in this habitat.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little confusing.
I kind of like a recency bias. I keep on getting caught up here. Henyata asking, will we see Winona this week, or will we see Winona this week? And the answer to that is a very simple yes. She's actually right next to us here. Just got access to her habitat, lapping up on a blood sickle, so you bet we're going to be making a pit stop on Nova. Who are all of the tigers that we're going to be seeing on today's live post, Olivia? Just so people know what they're buckling into.
Exactly. Well, we started our first part with Thor Jr. and then Nova. So Nova, Winona, Indy, and Daisy is what we have to go.
Nice.
So we'll be capping off our 15 tigers here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. The previous 2 days, you and I have checked in with the other 10 tigers. So it's exciting to kind of cap off the celebrations, 5 times 3, triple donations is 15. I like all the number, connections.
That's right. And Indy, speaking of numbers, it looks like Indy has broken up her blood sickle into more than a low number of pieces. I see about 15 or 20 so pieces just floating around.
You said it's a poolside daiquiri, and then she gets out and she gets a poolside snack.
A poolside snack. Of course, we wouldn't expect anything less. Life is made for a rescue like Miss Nova here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Leon Lunchy asking, does he has a white tiger? Olivia, are we home to any rescued white tigers here?
We sure are. We're home to 3.
And very quickly, what is a white tiger? Why might a white tiger find itself in need of sanctuary?
That's a good question too. We have 3 white tigers here at Sanctuary, and there's a common misconception that a white tiger they are beautiful, and some people think they're their own species or that they're endangered, but the fact of the matter is that white tigers are not their own species. They are not endangered. They are the result of a genetic mutation that only exists in captivity and can only be created through inbreeding. So all of our white tigers, are all white tigers in existence, were bred for profit. They were bred through inbreeding. It is a 1 in 10,000 chance for the white gene to show up in a tiger cub, and there's only 5,000 tigers left in the wild, Judson. I think that gives you a little bit of math to understand that to make that gene show up, you have to inbreed. So all white tigers come from the same white tiger in the 1950s.
Yeah, I think that there's kind of the statistic evidence there. I think that there's also, some other statistical evidence to be shared as well. And in terms of if you were to encounter an exploiter trying to bill a white tiger, at their roadside zoo, at their exhibition, they would say a rare white tiger.
Yeah.
And you tell me, Mr. or Mr. Exploiter, if they're rare, are there so many? So that's just another kind of example where the numbers don't add up and the numbers don't lie. And when these exploiters are saying rare, quote unquote, they are very much not rare. As a matter of fact, and many times in accredited sanctuaries, there is a surplus of these white tigers.
Yes. And another thing that doesn't lie, Judson, is sadly they have many health issues. And thankfully our 3 white tigers are pretty young. We haven't seen anything so significant with them yet, but most white tigers have crossed eyes. Many of them have congenital defects, which is very, very sad and a result of their inbreeding.
And Olivia, I'm getting bullied here in the comments for switching around Indy and Nova's name here. I'm getting it from all angles.
Well, maybe we should move on.
Have your fun, I say.
It's okay, everyone. I'll give them a hard time after.
I do a little flip-flop in here with names, certainly so I appreciate everyone's patience. We will be seeing Indy on this live, nonetheless.
But nobody can mistake this bobtail tiger.
That is right. I would hope not, at least. Look at Miss Winona enjoying herself here. I see a watermelon, some pieces of some bloodsicle that she's already had her way with. And,
yes.
Good to see Winona on a live. It would have been a few weeks ago that
just last week that she had her debut.
Yes, that's true. But I guess I would say a few weeks ago that we noticed her having some mobility issues. There was some kind of abnormality in her gait, and upon doing a kind of further exam, we weren't going to find anything incredibly conclusive, but we did perhaps think that maybe she had knocked herself against one of the tree cages in her former habitat. So with a little downtime, as well as a little pain medication, Miss Winona is back to her normal self, and obviously we're happy for that. And obviously it's worth pointing out that times when caretakers are taking extra time to make observations on a cat that's in a critical situation like Winona, time to make habitat adjustments, time to make habitat moves. Winona moved from a totally different habitat to a habitat with a larger shift yard, where we know that she could still have a good outdoor space while it's still being of a certain size where she's not going to overexert herself during that recovery period. So it's just an example of kind of your support in action for cats like Winona, and how during Tigerthon, we're hoping to gain that support. And even better, that support is matched by 3 times the amount that you give. And we're thankful for it, and we just love sharing all the examples, Miss Winona, of kind of just like I said, our supporters support in action.
What do you think, Winona? It was really awesome to see her bounding out of the indoor bedroom, Judson. We didn't catch it on camera, but she came full speed, very enthusiastic.
I heard her kind of zipping through the her little shift there.
Yes.
Let me catch up on some comments. Vianney, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Just mentioning that she wishes that her and Dash could have gotten along, and that's, certainly something that, at face value, I think a lot of the people at the Wildcat Sanctuary would agree with that. But, when it comes to putting the health and safety of our rescues first, we can't really go with what we would want. We have to go with what's going to be practical. And tragically, thinking about the situation that Winona came from at this breeding facility, she never had the chance to be a mom. She never had a chance to really understand what a relationship is like with their offspring. And so kind of knowing that, knowing the fact that Dash was a young tiger, and for him to be put with his mother would be certainly a safety risk for Dash, as there's a lot of unknowns there. But just a lot of factors adding up that, here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we calculate very, very intensely. But those factors kind of adding up to safest for Dash, for him and Winona to live a separate life. And that doesn't mean that they haven't lived along a shared wall. And like I said, I wish I had a little bit of a Disney ending for you. But when Dash and Winona lived along their shared wall, they didn't really, maybe didn't have that type of connection, that mother-son connection like you would think. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes us humans, we can, fantasize and kind of have rose gold glasses when it comes to that type of thing. And nonetheless, that we're always going to make the smartest and safest choice for our rescues.
And still a happy Disney ending. Kind of overall, Winona gets to live as the independent lady she wants to be, no responsibility.
Yeah.
And Dash gets to be Dash. He is just a full-blown teenager right now, boisterous, and I don't think Winona would probably appreciate that very much. So a Disney ending kind of its own.
Yeah, I think exactly, in its own right, for the cats being able to get what they want, and that's our TWS Disney is an ending, that is.
Exactly.
Well, Olivia, let's loop around the corner and see what Miss Indy's up to.
We have 2 more tigers to go. Indy and then Daisy. I'm excited.
That's no fun. Stuart, looks like you maybe lost the video. Do me a favor, Stuart, and just X out of it. Come right back into it. Maybe restart your Facebook app if you're watching on your phone, and that can make a big difference. I know that just me trying to watch one of Tammy's Wildcat wrap-ups, I always run into a little hiccup or 3. And kind of doing the process I just explained goes a long way.
So Indy, as well as Nova, got half sphere-shaped blood sickles. So what you're going to see here in a moment is that she's pulled the blood sickle off of this platform here, but it kind of slips around. It's a little bit more of a challenge than our typical blood sickles we hand out.
Okay.
It has a rounded bottom.
Let's see here, Miss Indy.
Kind of slipping around, but Nova did manage to pull hers up onto her paw and bring it in the pool. So I have no doubt that Indy could move this around if she wanted to.
I'm looking at...
I was going to say, what you reading over there?
I was going to say, just Tracy F. talking about kind of one of the interactions that Dash had with Winona when they met along their shared wall, if I'm not mistaken. But just, kind of exactly that. Dash kind of caught off guard and wondering what in the heck is that big adult tiger doing over there. Just looking through a few more comments. Thank you for filling the air, Olivia, while I'm kind of scrolling.
No, it's okay.
Here.
I also don't want to interrupt you.
No. Elisa Henderson saying, I forgot you're doing all the fun tiger posts today. Just got back in town and had a sad day due to one of my kitties passing. I donated in her memory. Lisa, ouch,
Lisa,
that's a bummer.
I think I did see your comment yesterday, and I'm so sorry. That's so hard, and I hope that this can bring you a little, maybe a smile these few days with our tigers, but very sorry for your loss.
Yeah, and for you to give a gift, in honor of one of your cats passing is absolutely special. So I hope you also feel special about that and remembering her in that special way and helping some rescues here at the sanctuary in your cat's name. Pretty special.
It is special. All right, Judson, here's where I start giving you a hard time. Which tiger is this?
This is Indy.
Okay,
Don't worry, everyone. Look at this. Daisy O is saying, please be careful because that kind of habitat, because it's dangerous. And Olivia, why don't you maybe go over why, some of the things that we do here at the Wildcat Sanctuary as being a no-contact sanctuary, as never having free contact with any of our rescues. Certainly safety is of top of mind throughout all of our jobs here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, but maybe just describe why we know that there's a certain level of safety and minimizing the types of risks that happen here at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
For sure. Well, first of all, if you're watching this live, you can tell that Judson and I are behind a fence. Judson and I don't go in the enclosures. Our caretakers don't go in the enclosures. No human goes in an enclosure with Wildcat. The camera's on me now.
That's right.
I'd want it on the pretty tiger, not me. But safety is paramount, as Judson was saying. We have shift yards for our cats. Of course, all of our cats have 24/7 access to indoor bedrooms. These are places where we can shift, is what we say. But it's just voluntarily asking the cats to go into these spaces so that we can enter either their yard or maybe their bedroom without them sharing that space with us. So that keeps the humans safe, that keeps the cats safe. Of course, we treat our cats as wild animals because that's what they are, and we would never expect them to act differently than just that. And so because we're not putting human expectations on them, I would never expect Indy to behave differently. She has claws, she has teeth, so she knows that she's in her own space on that side of the fence. I know that I'm in my own space on my side of the fence. Everybody can respect their own bubbles, and it just, we don't want any unfortunate tragedies happening at the Wildcat Sanctuary.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good description. And I often say, there's a few kind of easy and surefire things that if you're interacting on social media with, an animal page of some type, you see them coming in free contact with the cats. If you see them breeding cats or animals at this facility, those are just a few kind of low-hanging fruit options that you're able to identify that this might be not the most reputable place. And for understanding that the Wildcat Sanctuary is no contact, that the Wildcat Sanctuary is a non-breeding facility, and that we're here for the cats and not to create more cats to live a life in captivity, then that's kind of the most important part of all of this.
And what you're supporting that mission and that philosophy so that cats like Indy can enjoy this enrichment, know that we aren't going to be petting her, we aren't going to be pushing ourselves onto her, and we also know, Judson, that we can safely share the cats with people. We're close to the public too. I don't know if we've mentioned that. So this live post is the best and most ethical way to see the cats.
Exactly. So Daisy, we appreciate your question. And we appreciate you maybe coming in and coming into the fold here and joining our TWS family here. And that's one of the awesome things is we love answering your questions. It only helps create yet another informed advocate for the rescues here and captive animals in general.
Exactly. And speaking of Daisy, not the human Daisy, although we appreciate that question, we have a tiger Daisy, and she is working on a big blood sickle, even bigger than this one, Judson.
That's
so
right. Well, let's go and check in on her then. Lori Heath, I like that. That's something that I do. I'm still kicking myself. I really want to make a little toolkit too, but just reporting reels when you see just kind of inappropriate or, truly what I would define as animal cruelty. A lot of the times these social media platforms being oblivious and them, unfortunately, being some of the most popular reels that I do come across in my algorithm. So that's certainly an effective way to hopefully take those out of the
circulation.
Circulation in the algorithm. Well, Miss Daisy, she says, I got myself a big blood sickle, and I'm turning this way.
Yeah, exactly. And what did you call her yesterday? TWS's Tigger.
Yes.
Look at that tail. All curled up. And very much I can tell this cat's enjoying her blood sickle.
She's ready to spring.
Yes.
Let's see here. Going through some more comments here. And certainly, Olivia, why don't you just go through a little Tigerthon debrief again, our kind of time period, what's happening today, as well as this won't be the last post of the day, too.
No, not at all. Well, welcome, everyone. It is Tigerthon. As we've been saying on this post and for the past few days, Tigerthon is only going 5 days this year. And what is Tigerthon? Tigerthon is a very special fundraising campaign where obviously we're celebrating our striped residents, but it's where your donations go 3 times as far. And your donations do go towards more than just our tigers here. We have 15 tigers, but we also have about 130 other cats, roughly around 145 cats total. And so your gifts are going 3 times as far for all the cats, all the rescues of the Wildcat Sanctuary. So that's why we're so excited. That's why we're celebrating all each year.
Suzanne, I like seeing Suzanne Johnson. I love Indy. I remembered when she came to TWS. Thank you all for what you do there. And Suzanne, that's right. It's crazy to think that this past May would have been a year that would have kind of marked Indy's rescue date or Wild at Heart date. And glad you've been along with us for the ride, and thanks for helping support that journey.
Exactly. Daisy, I don't know if you can see on the camera, Judson, but she's making kind of a hole right in the middle of that blood sickle.
Yeah, I was catching a little glimpse of it from my angle, but everybody's got their own way of, how many licks does it take to get to the center of an icicle that owl goes 1, 2, 3, and then bites it.
Yes, exactly.
Daisy, I think she's in that camp. She's going to take a few licks and then a jump.
And then taking a bite.
And then a big jump.
And Judson, yesterday we were with Griffin and Dimitri, and we were kind of talking a little bit how maybe a couple years ago those boys would have been our first choice for a boisterous live post. I think Daisy would have been up there on that list too, but they are getting older, and I think she's still like she's looking at me sideways. Yeah. She's like, I'm getting older. Shut your mouth. But she is. She's slowing down a little bit. I think I see comments sometimes like, oh, I haven't seen Daisy in a while, and it's just because her routines are slightly changing. She likes to spend time indoors. She likes to observe her neighbors, and I think seeing her enjoy this big blood sickle, her caretakers told me, I think Daisy might prefer a big blood sickle over maybe watermelons to push around or whatnot. So I think that's another thing that Tigerthon is really highlighting, that these cats are here for their entire lifetime. Their needs will grow and change, and it's your support that enables us to kind of adjust to their needs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Henyatta making the rightful point to point out that Daisy, as a matter of fact, is considered one of our special needs tigers, and all that she's overcome to get to this point, hardly being able to walk. As a matter of fact, the USD agent that called us said we have 2 big cats and a physically compromised white tiger, which would have been Mohan, and as well as a physically compromised orange tiger that most likely you're going to have to euthanize upon arrival. And the Wildcat Sanctuary doesn't give up like that. And after lots of diagnostics and lots of kind of tender love and care, being attentive to new medication regimens, what type of habitat is going to help facilitate these types of mobility issues she was facing. And man, that's right, she has overcome a lot, and that's the type of support that you offer during Tigerthon, is for us to be able to turn out and do whatever we need for a cat in need. Exactly. And that not doesn't go for Daisy, it doesn't go for Jax, it goes for every single one of our rescues of how we are going to drop everything and make sure that that cat right there is getting the care that they need and they deserve.
Exactly. And I mentioned, Tammy did mention that she'll be kind of been incorporating him into Tigerthon, but it's because of what you just said, Judson. Every single cat here gets the care they deserve and what they need, from the littlest baby bobcat to a big tiger like Daisy.
That's right. That's right, Miss Indy.
And I'm still working on that blood sickle very diligently. You seeing any more comments over there?
Look at that, Maria P. saying, love that during Tigerthon we get to see the tigers up close and personal and get great updates. Well, thank you for that.
That's awesome.
Maria, always appreciate it.
We enjoy that too.
Tabitha asking, do we release them back to the wild, Olivia?
Ooh, all these good questions on this live post
and admittedly, too, we kind of gave a good long answer to this yesterday, and we have a good little FAQ section on our website that kind of addresses, do our rescues go back to the wild? The answer to that is no. Why they are here and why they cannot be released in the wild. And so maybe I would encourage our keyboard warrior, Timo, to drop that link, and you can go and read on your own. But long story short, we cannot release our rescues in the wild. We want all animals to be wild and free, but we did not grow these cats out of the ground. Exactly that. They are rescues. They're rescued from situations, and here they get to live a sustainable and compassionate wild at heart life for the rest of their days.
I like that word, Judson, sustainable. That's a good summary for what we do as well. It's not just right now that we're giving these cats this care, it's for the rest of their lives. And our goal is to make it sustainable for all these.
Planning for the future, maybe that gets a this, that, and others to enable us in a variety of ways to be prepared for new rescues, to be prepared for facilitating the cats we already have here at the sanctuary, to to be going out and doing the education and outreach that we do. It's that kind of level of preparedness we're very fortunate to have.
Yeah, and just knowing that the Wildcat Sanctuary is not going anywhere. We're here as long as the cats are here. Ultimately, we always say we like to go out of business because we don't want cats in captivity, and hopefully that day will come, but
we'll put ourselves out of business.
Exactly.
I see Winona doing some licking here, but we're going to go over and Nova's in her pool here, but
I like checking in with Winona one more time.
Yep, she says, well, it's just so lickety delicious.
And it is hot, so I think buttsicles are a good choice of enrichment today.
Yeah, exactly. One of our garden volunteers doing some mowing there. You might hear in the background, but Olivia and I have our mic, so we should be good to go.
Oh, she's got a watermelon. I was like, what toy is that? It's her watermelon.
Watermelon? Olivia, a tiger in a pool with a frozen piece of enrichment like that? No, that is a sign of summer here.
It is.
And I'm glad we're getting a lot of those days here as, well, whether you like it or not, summer's coming to an end, folks.
I know. Not for Nova, though. Not today, at least.
That's right. Not today, not during Tigerthon. We still got a lot of good weather ahead of us here. Looks like some more people watching. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come one, come all. Today is a magical day to be tuning in to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Magical indeed. That is because when you give a gift to the Wildcat Sanctuary, that gift is matched 3 times. And certainly so, one thing that we haven't mentioned, and the Wildcat Sanctuary is a nonprofit. And as a certified 501c3 nonprofit, we rely on the support of donors. And it's an awesome thing that we have going on here to think that everything you do see... Oh, I don't know if she can hear me.
Hi, Nova. Nova.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Nova is taking, well, no, that's totally fine, Judson. Nova is taking significant chunks out of this watermelon. And it's quite impressive because it is frozen. It's not just a refrigerated watermelon. It's not straight off the shelves. We've been freezing it for a few days now. So to see her take chunks out of it like that shows a tiger strength. All that strength you have, Nova. And of course, checking in on what Thor Jr. is doing.
Mrs. Nova and Mr. Thor. Tracy F. Looks like she's moving into Catio Town. If there's room, man, oh man, Catio Town is filling up, especially with some of the news Tammy shared on a live post yesterday. As always, more potential rescues coming down the pipe. That's worth a watch, very much so. Again, just talking about planning, sustainability, and how Tigerthon and triple donations help us out with things like that.
I love seeing Nova right now to Judson because she's kind of dunking her head under the water. She's obviously staying cool, but I like how she's pushing the watermelon under the water to also grab it under the water.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own way of doing things.
A very aquatic tiger. All of our tigers like water one way, or most of our tigers like water one way or another, but... Well,
and exciting to report that, that there's a new tiger kind of coming in to the deep end of the pool, so to speak. Paulina, we mentioned, has started taking to swimming, which is pretty awesome.
Has. So I think the only tiger that really does not care for water now would be Winona.
That's exactly right.
Oh, you're making good work of that watermelon, Nova.
She is.
I'm waiting for it to split into a few pieces here. And, of course, checking that we're watching, kind of deciding if she wants to stalk and pounce. That's what I was waiting for.
She says, yeah.
You are a soaking wet tiger.
Yeah, that's right. Tabitha, you're the one who asked the question about us releasing our cats to the wild. And your response, thank you for all you do for these cats. I've seen people that would be mean or kill them. Glad to hear you guys help and not destroy them. We don't have a lot in the wild anymore, so thank you. That's exactly right. We love animals here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and there's no denying the fact that if we're able to get this, what we call here in the United States, a captive wildlife crisis under control, child and how one thing informs the other. Isn't that right, Miss Nova?
And she's off to the next thing.
That she is. Thank you for the chuff, pretty girl.
I know, still chuffing all the way. And if you don't know what a chuff is, that sound that she's making, the sound that Judson and I were making back to her, is essentially a tiger greeting, a tiger hello, and we call it a chuff.
Exactly, and I think we all realized, even watching from that video we posted on Nova this morning, how much of a chuffer she is. And well, and of course, on the climax day of Tigerthon, having one of our biggest tiger chuffers giving up the chuffs to us. Now that's something special, and we appreciate it, Miss Nova.
It is.
And Thor Jr., admittedly, is in a great little spot
He
to
is.
do some spectating of his neighbor here, and especially since we kind of got cheated out on that first part of our live post with the internet service, we want to make sure that, again, we are getting all of our stripes in here on this Tigerthon live post, Climax Day.
Yeah, we should go sit with him for what the other has right now. So he just
Exactly.
gets to watch another cat enjoying the same thing.
It's just another, you know, he had plenty of enrichment to enjoy in his habitat. Now he's getting some visual enrichment, rather, from his next door neighbor here.
And some chunks have officially made it off the watermelon. She's making watermelon soup now.
Yeah. And rest assured, you know, if the cats were to eat that watermelon, nothing's going to happen. Nothing more than a little bit of in their poop. The privilege? You know, the privilege and opportunity to pick up, and it's certainly unique.
Watermelon, is that their diet? And no, it's not their diet, rest assured. All of our cats, as you've seen throughout this live post, get fed a species-appropriate raw. That's just...
Well, hey, Mr. Handsome. Now, Olivia.
Yes.
You might not be able to see. We're kind of leading the charge with placing some of the enrichment chalk.
I know
some
exactly
fun kind
what
of chalk writing here. And I see some toes, some
pink
orange toes or pink toes on a white tiger treat enrichment.
Yes, well, those pink toes would be a result of the chalk. I put Tigerthon 3X donations on the rim of the pool, so, you know, assuming Thor did get his toes a little wet.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you are speedy, Nova.
Yeah, we just had a major speedy stock from Nova here.
We're talking about Thor's pink toes.
Yeah.
She says, why not me?
So like that, Tracy F asking, how often do you get wet when a wet tiger? And say Nova in particular loves to, just like she did there, stalk from the pool, come leaping out that wall there.
Yes.
And so yes, many a times I find a drip or two on not only the phone, but also on my person.
Yes, it is the splash zone. You do get a little wet.
Please stay close, as Tammy's going to be live with baby Jax here. But nonetheless, your donations are so in 3 times as far for our rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And thank you again for making this little climax day for Tigerthon, but not the end, of course, ending on Sunday at midnight, what it's been so far. So thanks again, everyone, and we will see you and baby